that's also the day that The Last of Us Part 1 comes out.
Damn.
But I
Makes
probably
perfect
won't be
sense
able to
then.
play it because of work and then download time.
Oh yeah,
So,
good
but
point, good point.
I've got something
I
like
was
set up for
honestly
the
just
night
about to
before.
ask. I was honestly just about to ask if the download times on PS5 were better than the download times on PS4. Like the hardware you've got makes any difference whatsoever.
Well, it's not really the hardware; it's the Wi-Fi kind of.
Oh, I'm tired of wearing this hat. I'm putting on a different hat. What
That
hat
is
should I
interesting
wear?
statement.
Should I wear
Aha!
something
Oh, it's a
loud
cool
or should
hat.
I
I like
wear
that hat. It's a sadist hat. Wait,
sadist hat?
why can I hear?
What can you hear? It's been a while since I did biology, but I'll give it a try. So basically, the ear canals, right? So you've got
He thinks
um,
he's funny, ladies and gentlemen. He thinks he's funny.
think I know.
Oof. I can't.
Ouch!
Why can't I turn? Hmm.
Oh yeah, now this makes
Okay,
perfect
so I
sense.
can't. I can't turn the volume down to
Um,
nothing. Oh, apparently the options button pauses. What are you wearing?
I'm
I
wearing a
can't believe
great
you
hat.
swapped the murder hat to that.
Yeah, it's excellent, isn't it? I've got a Spartan mask, just like
But
Diggle, eh?
it's kind of a tradition that the night before a Last of Us game comes. Well, only this will be the second time I'm doing it. But
Yeah.
before the night before part two came out, I watched the one night live thing, and so the night before
Yeah,
part one comes out, or the night before I get to play part one, I wanna watch the documentary about how they made it, how they made The Last of Us.
the previous one or the one that's about to come out? Wait.
The original,
Oh,
the original
right, yeah, I know
2013
what you mean.
release. Like,
Right.
there's a whole making of documentary that's really
Hmm.
good. So I want to watch that, ready to play the remake of the first game.
Oh, jeez.
It
Well,
really annoys me that.
oh, that reminds me
Uh,
of this other tradition that me and my brother had.
hmm.
Ever hear of the Ace Attorney series?
Oh God, yes.
Whenever a new one came out, whenever a new one was about to come out, we'd play through the last case of the previous one to
Right,
get
yeah.
back into the swing of it. God, I remember those days because we're talking about like mid DS era, flipping golden age, man. You know what I mean?
Straw hats are cowardly
Wait, it was on
traitors.
the DS?
You all deserve death.
And samurai are
Yeah.
spoiled hypocrites.
I
I
mean,
did not know that.
technically speaking, it started on the GBA, but those versions are only in Japan. It only got ported over in when they made the DS
Right,
well
okay.
ports.
Okay, so I'm not watching on my PlayStation anymore. I'm watching through the YouTube app in my TV, so that I don't have the double audio. Because even though I
Oh, that
muted
does make
it,
sense. Yeah.
even though I muted literally every other noise from the PlayStation, for some reason it goes back on that if you open YouTube, which is annoying.
Hmm.
Because I just wanted to have one system up using internet and whatnot, but I guess
I am
I could just
so
have the
ready for this.
PS5 on
Oh
for no
God, I
reason.
am not ready for this. What was I thinking?
Oh God, the first thing you've chosen to do is a boss fight on the hardest difficulty.
It's
I
fine.
like
I like
how
it's
this
warm
was
up.
supposed to be your muscle memory easy game, and you constantly just throw yourself into the worst situations.
But I like doing that.
There's a term for what you are, Brad. It's called masochism. No, masochist.
I I am a masochism. Oh yes, this plan has no flaws whatsoever except for the fact that I'm good. Okay, in hindsight, maybe I should go for something a little more warm-uppy than try not to die simulator. Oh shit! It's not gonna let me leave. Okay.
It's not gonna let me escape.
Well, this dude's thinking he can kick me in a sword fight. And I mean literally kick me. He goes for a kick. Who goes for a kick in a sword fight? So, what did you think about that episode? That stab does way too much damage. What did you think of that episode of She-Hulk?
Good question. What were we talking about before? Literally just before you said, okay, actually, as we're talking about something cool, let's go into streaming.
Oh, it was about...
We never continued that conversation.
Oh, it was about pacifism in like when you're given the option of pacifism in games.
Right, yeah. So you're doing the opposite of that in Tsushima, in that you're letting yourself die. That's what pacifism is, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, whenever
Savage.
it's interesting because whenever I'm given the pacifist option, I usually try and go for it, and I usually only end up just, like, if I get really like tilted at some part of the game, then people
die,
angry, and I get
silly.
And
no, we've all done
I
that.
feel bad about
I'm
it
trying to go
afterwards.
through Watch Dogs 2 at the moment without killing anyone, but that means you can't use any of like the auto. You know, when people are chasing you, you can use steam pipes and various things, but steam pipes literally detonate cars and can kill civilians around
that was
you.
a perfect
So you can't
dodge.
do that. You can't do the barriers because people will crash into them too fast and most likely die inside their cars. So basically you can't do the car chase pursuit combat at all.
Have I not got perfect dodge, or are my dodges just crap? But
Are you
regardless,
pressing the right button? Because I've not seen you even attempt to do a perfect dodge.
Oh, when do you think it'll let me leave? Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to do. I want to.
Are you just wearing really weak armor? Do you need to,
I'm
change?
wearing no armor. This has no equipment on it. It gives you no boosts, and it gives you. But that's
maybe change that. Maybe don't completely break yourself.
With something useful. But,
do your like best armor defense one or something? What's your tank build?
Tank build. I probably do have a tank build here somewhere. Like let's check. Oh no, I took them off of samurai clan armor. Oh yeah, because usually I just went for usually my the charms I put on were kind of all round kind of thing, jack of all, bit of stealth, bit of attack, bit of defense kind of thing, as opposed to just making a full on build for each one. Where's the main quest? Oh, you know what we need if. If it's armor we're talking about, let's go get the Sakai armor. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot you haven't done the story.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting.
You don't play the story of
that...
Ghost of Tsushima. You just play the world.
Oh, yeah. Do you mean me as in me, or me as in people in general?
Context?
Well, you said you don't play. And
I meant you. I meant you personally, you Bradley, because you told me how you played Tsushima and it was like complete half of the open world side stuff.
Yeah.
Return to the main story and go, oh yeah, this is happening.
I do struggle with that in open world games. Like the compulsion to just explore is so strong. And that feeling, that positive feedback of getting stronger every time you go somewhere and find something. Come on and fight me. You're not man enough. You're not fighter enough. You can't take this. You're gonna get absolutely destroyed. Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, Episode 8.
What?
Told you.
Your references are so weird.
It's probably not that episode, but it's definitely that season. There's the perfect dodge. And we segue into
He remembers how to do it. He remembers the controls.
Oh,
Literally every adult playing a game, because they just have to go so long between playing.
God, I was at a fencing session, one of those training for 3 hours, and it made me realise I'm not as young as I used to be. And by that I refer to the muscle aches afterwards. I swear to God, that never
Wait, you're telling me that you were young at one point?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I thought you were just spat out of the earth at 18.
Spat out of the earth. What, like
Like Stephen Moffat.
Oh, this guy's got combos. Oh, this guy's also got combos. Why are there two people with combos? Yeah, I got distracted by the fact that I was getting killed, but how about the fact that you know, pacifism in games, right? How there's a consistent strand. Like, it doesn't matter which game it is. If you've got a system where you can you can be a pacifist in it, then chances are pretty good that you're going to have fewer options for non-lethal takedown. Oh, well, fewer options for non-lethal in certain situations. Like, you may only have like one non-lethal gun and it's crap and it's a pistol, or you might only have, you know, one type of weapon that you can use that is that is non-lethal, you know. And it just you know, that whole thing about, you know, I think it's like I think it's in gameplay form, it's that whole you know, you end up in that dilemma of you know, in superhero shows when they're like I want to kill this person, but I can't, because it would be so much easier to kill this person, but I have to take the high road, kind of thing. And it is it is so much easier to go for non-lethal in games generally. Ah.
Well, I just wish because after the first Watch Dogs, because obviously you played that recently, so you have, you know, GTA levels of infinite weapons in Watch Dogs 1.
God, you just hold down L1, get out a new weapon, and just murder people.
In each subsequent one, they're like, okay, you get two choices, and then a forced one. Because in Watch Dogs 2 you get the stun gun, which is your non-lethal one, which you're forced to have, and then you can choose what the other two are. I just wish there was another choice, like another one at the bottom or something on the weapon wheel in Watch Dogs 2. Because what I like to have the stun gun, obviously. I like to have a pistol for like those times where where story-wise it makes sense to be lethal for this one absolute bastard. And then, you know, on the other one you want a non-lethal but rapid attack.
Yeah.
Thing.
God, Far Cry 6 really kicked my butt in that regard with the inventory. I just, like, Far Cry 5, I had everything I wanted, and there's just one slot missing in 6.
Wait, are there less
I mean,
weapon options?
There aren't. It's more the case of, okay, so my loadout in 5 was like I had sniper rifle, I had shotgun, and I had what's it called, rocket launcher. And then for my sidearm, I went for one of those ragaga guns, you know, the machine pistol type kind of thing.
Yeah, SMG.
SMG, that's the word. And what I liked about it was that I put a silencer on it, right, and you could just turn it into one shot at a time thing, as opposed to just continuous flight. Like, you could have full auto, burst fire, or just single shot. And I liked the fact that I had a silencer on it, and I put it on single shot. Boom!
Yeah.
I've got a stealth weapon right there.
Oh, and you can't do that in 6.
Yeah, because the
well,
sidearms,
you haven't found an SMG that does that yet.
I've got all 3 of the SMGs, and none of them take you
Oh.
You can either have single shot or you can have SMG style.
Damn.
And it's like, damn, my perfect loadout, almost there. But I have kind of like substituted out, because like, instead of a shotgun, I've got an assault rifle. And put a silencer on that. And that does let you choose between that does let you choose between burst and or rather single shot and full auto. But yeah, I certainly do like non-lethal. Not that I like it. I just feel compelled to do it, which I suppose.
Yeah, it
is-
also often goes hand in hand with stealth as well, which is always kind of like my preference.
I never used to be a fan of stealth until Ghost of Tsushima, actually, and I don't know what
Really?
it was.
I
No,
thought you were quite a
really?
stealthy boy when we played together. Or is that my fault?
I don't know. Maybe it is your fault.
Wow.
But for the most part, like if I could avoid doing stealth in games, at least from a solo perspective,
Hmm.
I would absolutely try. I would absolutely try to avoid it. And then, Ghost of Tsushima kind of opened my eyes on how enjoyable it could be to, you know, take everyone down without any of them realizing.
Yeah.
And just the kind of watching all of their movements and trying to get them at the right time and all of that. Because, I mean, of course, that that was properly that style of gameplay was properly made in for the first time in Metal Gear on the MSX. But God, you know what you like doing stealth in games, right? You do lots of
Yeah.
stealth.
Well, mine is stealth until I inevitably fuck up, and depending on how much I care about the game, like I care about that attempt is either okay, grumpily restart the checkpoint, or just see if I can disappear, or guns blazing from now on.
Yeah, but bottom line is it appears and you do it, right? Wow, I've died to scrubs. That'll be your first go-to thing. Let's move in with some stealth, and then if something happens, then you switch to another strategy. Like it's part of your toolkit, isn't it? And like, it's funny to think that Hideo Kojima's concept for Metal Gear as like a stealth game, first of its kind, was mostly shot down by a lot of people. One of which including his boss at the time, who said, "Who's going to play a game where you just sit in the shadows all the time? No one's going to enjoy doing that." And it's like, wow, how wrong he was when when it's a genre now, Like, turns out people like being sneaky boys and girls. I am now struggling to think, for some reason, purely stealth game.
What's the word? Hindsight?
Hindsight.
The power of hindsight?
Yeah.
But,
so She-Hulk?
yeah.
She-Hulk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
That felt very much like this series, and I think a lot of them actually, and for some of them it's been a real problem with me, is that they seem to be making these episodes of the Disney Plus shows like single issues of an ongoing mini-series comic. As in, like, I don't like reading them as single issues because because it can be really hit or miss whether it feels like its own thing but works and you get a valued experience out of the single issue, but as an entire story, it works a lot better, which has always been my experience with these Disney Plus shows, where I don't particularly enjoy, like, say, about half of them watching it episode to episode, week to week, but when I then return to it and watch it all in one go or relatively, quickly, I enjoy them so much more, and that's just because that's just how the storytelling is constructed. But it's unfortunate that they're releasing them week to week when they do seem to work better together. And I was kind of hoping that, being set up as a comedy show, She-Hulk would be a little bit more episodic, that like she'd deal with a different legal case every week.
Legal
and
case of the
stuff.
week would have been fun, yeah.
Kind
I
of,
see what you mean.
it would be a bit more like that, which episode 2 has shown us that it isn't going to be, because obviously this is the start of where at least the first bit perhaps of this show is going, which is the Emil Blonsky's case, which I feel it could take 2 or 3 episodes maybe.
Black powder.
But at the same time,
Oh no, this dude's
even
having a
though
fish.
it felt like a setup episode because it was dealing with the
Feel bad for that one.
identity revelation from the end of the last episode, her being fired, her getting a new job, it was setting up for the future, but it was still so much of a fun time that I didn't particularly care that nothing really happened other than just, as I said, it's like a single issue, it felt very setup-y. But it was fun. Oh, nice.
Yeah, ignore that. Gonna take a sip of water.
Ignore what, the beheading or the something else you did?
The nasty voice crack I just had there.
I didn't notice. You need to really
good.
stop drawing attention to those. You always do that. You're like, oh, ignore the, voice crack.
Ignore voice
And I'm
crack.
like, which one? I don't think your mic picks it up and then you mention
Oh.
it.
Okay, that was some sketchy stealth.
That was a lot of whistling.
Oh yeah, the Blonsky thing. Right.
Yeah, tell
I
me
can't
what you
believe it was-
thought.
I can't
Start to
believe it was the
finish.
same guy. I was pleased to see that. Damn it, I'm being seen by a dog again.
Oh my god, hang on, can we just talk about the best line in that episode?
Yes, go ahead.
I think
Is it the haiku?
Oh, no, on the same level to Captain America. Fuck. Also, I really want that to be the little clip of footage that they put in the Marvel logo going forward after She-Hulk. Because after every new bit, show, and movie now, they add a little bit in to the current logo. So you can see Jane Foster in, I think, the R of Marvel now. And obviously Miss Marvel's in there somewhere as well, but I remember seeing her, but I can't tell you exactly where. But I really want that, where Jen Walters lifts up her arm and goes, Captain America! Fuck! That would be so funny if that's the clip from She-Hulk they put in the Marvel logo in whatever thing comes out next.
As fantastic as an idea that is, I feel like
Oh, they won't do it. It will
might I
be a
raise
clip
you
of it will be a clip of her in She-Hulk mode, but I can
Yes.
dream.
Can I raise you one? She's looking at the camera.
That would be good. Yes. Okay, but the best line in this episode, on the same, well, not on the same level, but I think on the same kind of like, that was good level as the Cap line from the end of last episode was Mark Ruffalo, Bruce Banner, talking about how him and Blonsky, sorted,
buried the hatchet.
buried the hatchet, and then he says, I was a different guy, but I was a different guy back then.
Oh my god! Wow! I can't believe I'm just getting that.
Did you only just get?
Literally, I referenced the previous I referenced the previous Hulk. The first Hulk movie is the one where Bruce was portrayed by Edward Norton, and I still managed to not get that.
It is. Oh, it was so funny because it was like he was like, I was a different man then, and I was
then Jen
thinking,
was like,
and my immediate thought was, yeah, because obviously he had the split personality back then, and then my second thought, like a millisecond later, was like, no, this is that. This is the fourth wall breaking joke, isn't it? And then Jen Walters looks at the screen and rolls her eyes, and my dad laughed, and I was like, yeah, okay, I see what they did there. It's like, first thought, story-wise, second thought, breaking the fourth wall, my dad laughs, and then I laugh, and then my mum looks over at us, and then it dawns on her as well. We didn't say anything, my mum just went, ah! So, you're the fourth person to get it.
Yeah, I can't believe I was that slow. Ooh, they've all seen me now. I'm gonna scarp her.
Well, I was just thinking, like, psychologically, it's like, yeah, because he was Bruce Banner and the Hulk back then, he was a different man,
Yeah.
he wasn't the two integrated. But my dad was just like, no, they changed the actor.
Wow. I was a bit. I actually just really should have got that with the eye roll because I thought, well, yeah, I mean, it kind of was Jen. Chill out. Yeah, it was totally different. Oh, damn. Whole joke. Whole entire fourth wall joke, which I really should have noticed. What? I was not anywhere near you, mate. Dead crap. Is that gonna... How far back is that gonna take
Did
me
you
anyway?
just die?
Yeah. Oh, you know what I really like in this game? The Torii
The
gates.
checkpoints. Oh, that's the worst thing about trying to do Watch Dogs 2 Pacifist is the checkpoints, because obviously everyone else is fucking lethal and the pacifist weapons aren't very good, as you were talking about earlier. So you shooting bloody paintballs at people, which knocks them out in about 16 shots, while they just riddle you with real bullets and you die in 2 shots.
Yeah.
Which isn't the most fun ever, you know. And then the other option is an air shotgun, which is very funny because it blows people back miles and they ragdoll, but again, not very good range, etc. I had a point here, what was it?
It was something about the pacifist.
Oh yeah, so
weapons
you
and how
die,
hard
and
it
then
is.
you get taken back to really awkward places, and it's like, now you have to move the crane again. Now you have to go and do this. Now you have to go and do this swimming section before you can get back to the combat bit, which you fucked up. And I'm like, can you just take me to the bit where I can start the combat? I hate weird checkpoints in games.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to say. How are the checkpoints in Ghost? Because I can't remember.
I just got booted back to the start of that, so I've decided to do that later. There's a deer, which I'm not going to kill because they're considered sacred in Tsushima, according to one of the splash screen info images.
Wait, there were cows in Tsushima and you were killing them?
Deers.
Deers. I was gonna say. Cows? I've never seen a cow. Did you say deer or did you say cows?
I feel like I said deer both times. However, I could be wrong.
I think you're wrong. I think you need to go back and check.
Will do. Time to go and get the armor. Yeah, good episode. It felt really quick, that episode.
It did feel really quick. It was like, oh, this is half an hour. Great.
Credits came up. My mum was like, oh, that was quick.
That was my only criticism, was that it just ended.
Yeah, and then she says, "Oh, bring up the timeline thingy, bring up the bar." And I do, and it's like 23 minutes long in actual fact, if we count all of the credits.
And what about the opening, like Marvel logos and stuff from the previously?
Oh damn, probably 26 then.
Yeah.
Wow, short episode, but you know, it's pretty good. What was the name of? Oh yeah, that's what that person at the start that the baddie that Jen beats up at the end of
Titania.
Yeah, Titania. What did it describe her as? A super influencer or something?
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
All the same, I'm quite intrigued to know what her powers are and where she got them.
Um, where she got them, can't remember.
He's at the cemetery.
What was the other question?
Gathering plants for my poisons.
Wh-
Keeps vermin out of our
what her
forests.
powers are. Yeah, what they
You're
are.
not alone.
Basic super strength.
Ah,
Not much else.
okay.
Alive. The Mongols captured him at
The vanilla flavored superpower.
Others survived. And they're helping you?
It's funny because like I consider it that because some superheroes just get that kind of as standard kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like
I mean that's all Cap is at the end of the day.
yeah, like Spider-Man, he's got super strength, but that's not why he's Spider-Man. That's just so he can take on, you know, opponents that are,
Does he still act
you know,
like he's the only one
have super strength themselves, basically.
That's right.
Also, just to remind everyone power scaling, I just want to remind you that Miles kicked Captain America's ass.
Damn.
I mean, Miles was at that point enraged by the fact that Cap had just snapped Black Widow's neck.
Holy,
But-
wait, what the heck is going on here? This is a whole story arc that I clearly haven't heard, but it sounds interesting.
Do you know about Secret Empire and Hydra Cap?
Oh, I did hear, I did see the meme,
Our Lord finally returned.
Yes, I forgot about the meme.
the Hail Hydra meme.
Don't worry about that.
Yes.
Let's make sure the
Yeah.
armor is perfect.
So he beats up. So it's a. So
So it's a fight
he's a
between
bad dude.
Miles and Cap, and then Black Widow tries to stop it,
And then she gets
and
a
he
neck.
hits her in the neck with it. Well, he hits her in the jaw with his shield, which is the spiky one from you know, in the first Avenger, the one that he performs on stage with, that kind. It looks like that because Sam Wilson's Cap with the round one at that point.
Ah. Oh yes, of course. The round one, the iconic one.
Yes.
But not the first. When Captain America throws his mighty shield.
He might accidentally kill one of his friends when he's been brainwashed. Doesn't that exactly
Not quite as inspiring as that. What? Where's the armor? Oh yeah, he's about to do something that puts the.
he's about to
armor
get the armor. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, does it?
They made some catchy jingles in that era for sure.
Yes.
But
And the whole Stark,
let me see what I'm supposed to. Oh,
Expo.
visit your father's grave. Ah, that sounds
which
good.
it was super weird that they actually played the Make Way for Tomorrow Today song from Iron Man 2. That's what plays in the credits of Avengers Endgame.
Is it?
It's an interesting choice. Yeah, just the not without the lyrics, just the Make Way, just the score behind it.
Oh wow! It fills up your.
But I mean, in a
resolve
way, I guess it was kind of part of talk. You know, saying this is this is the status quo has changed. Make way for tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Something I liked in that movie was God, Avengers Endgame. The end bit with all of the with all the actors and the characters, and oh my God, that was
And
so
the sick.
cool,
Oh
that bit.
yeah, showing
then-
all of their
And then the absolute final bit, the final thing we get is just the
with the original.
tang, tang, tang of Tony hammering the Mark 1 together in the cave with the box
I
of
actually, when I
scraps.
originally heard that, I thought, really?
Oh,
That was my first thought.
And then the fact that there was one clank for like every movie or whatever it was. I seem to remember.
Was it? What, every Iron Man movie, or
What was it?
there wasn't enough for it to be all like 21,
Yeah.
22 movies at that point, so it must have just been Iron Man movies, which would have been 3. How many Clangs were there?
I can't remember now. I just remember, reading up some cool facts about it, and being like, oh wow, that's cool. That makes perfect sense. That's awesome. Yeah, it was a good episode, but yeah, like you say,
We need to see where it goes next. Really, I feel like we'll figure it out properly when when we've got the whole series, and then you can look back and be like, oh yeah, episode 2 actually was so cool. I can't get the way that when Bruce asks Jen who her favourite friend is, and then goes spandex, but the way she says Nikki in such a kind of like optimistic, like wholesome way, the way she says Nikki, I don't know why, but it's stuck in my head so much. I think it was in the trailers, so it's probably the bit that's like it's just kind of repeated for all the marketing and stuff.
No, spandex.
That was quite a good impression.
Really? Oh. Cheers. Guess what movie I watched last Sunday?
Deadpool 2?
I still haven't seen Deadpool 2, damn. Now I remember what I did. What I watched last Sunday. Mad Max 1. Like the first one from all the way back in 1979.
Are you watching all of the Mad Max films now?
Yes. All 4.
Oh, all 4? I thought there was fucking loads, mate.
Bro, there's literally 4 movies. 3 that came out like 1979, couple of years later, and there was a big gap, and then 2015, Tom Hardy was in one. And that's it. That's literally it.
I thought there was loads. That's really weird. Okay, fair enough.
I'm not surprised you thought that, considering that Mad Max 1 was the most profitable film for decades. Partially because the budget was very, very small.
Oh, so they did really well comparatively.
Yeah, but I forget what it got beaten out by. I was like, no, it can't have been Avatar. It was because this was something in the 90s. But regardless, yeah, the first film, it's an interesting one, and it's I don't know if you've ever heard like summaries for the first for Mad Max 1.
I have not.
But
I don't know much about them, honestly. I've only seen the 2015 one, which I didn't love. And I honestly thought it was like the old Fast and Furious for like the 70s and 80s, where there was a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
But
literally
4 isn't bad. Okay. So are you gonna wait? Hang on. What did we say last week that you were like you need to watch these films?
I mean, first and foremost, watch Deadpool 2, get that out of the way.
Oh yeah. Okay, you need to do. Hey, you've got the God of War helmet on. You need to do the Predator series. I did that. It's all on Disney Plus.
Oh,
and let me know what you think of that, because I did that while I was ill 2 weeks ago. I just basically went Predator film to Predator film to Predator film, having never seen a full one before. I was like, I'm gonna watch them all, and Prey is brilliant. But yeah, so you should do that. You should do the Pirates of the Caribbean series.
Oh yeah, God, it's been ages since I've seen that trilogy. Oh,
have you seen one of them then, or have you seen all of them?
I watched the first trilogy donkeys years ago, back when I was a little kid, back when they first came out, and I saw 4 a few years back. I haven't seen 5. But yeah, I remember the first three being like really good. But it was ages ago and I was a kid, so who knows?
I
You know,
rewatched them fairly recently, and I mean, the first one's still amazing, and then the rest are really enjoyable. So I didn't really
Ah,
care about quality.
Of course.
You're gonna have to
Still shaken up.
hold the fort for a second while I eat because I don't want to get the sounds of me eating on this recording because I checked back last week. There was a bit where I was eating and it sounded horrible. So
Oh.
I'm going to mute myself.
sorry, I maybe should have picked up on that, but I guess
Well,
I
no,
didn't
but you
notice
couldn't
it.
have you wouldn't have been able to tell how it sounded on the recording because normally these headphones are really good at silencing the sound of me eating. I don't know what it was. Actually, no, it wasn't the sound of me eating. It was the sound of my fork scraping against the plate, which which I couldn't hear because of headphones. So it was the complete opposite.
Fork on plate isn't exactly a pleasant sound in the
No,
first place.
so
In any
okay.
case.
But we'll try and remember what you need to watch that you were like last week. You were like, oh my god, yeah, I need to watch all of those.
Never been this
Yeah, I should probably like note them down or something.
You should, yeah. I thought you already did, but okay. Anyway, let's make Brad angry so he can rant for about 10 minutes while I eat.
Mongols have
Go ahead.
changed you, young master.
The world has changed.
Mother told me about plants that heal, others that harm, even kill. But they must be consumed. How will you poison the invaders?
With poison
Logan
darts.
and Dots.
Batman and Robin is objectively the best Batman film ever. Go.
Who studied with monks.
Anyone making a statement like that clearly needs to read up on the dictionary definition of objectively.
I promise.
Anyway, Batman and Robin. Right, let me think about that one. That was that one, right? Because I watched all four of those, of that, I guess you could say quadrilogy, like the two Tim Burton ones, and then the one after that. What was it again? It's Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. It's that, isn't it? So that one's... Oh, is Batman and Robin the one with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy?
Be careful, Jin.
Because if it is, that's like the campiest one.
I'll be back soon.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, isn't it?
I'll wait for you here.
Yes. I mean, it's still not. I didn't find it like as bad on the first watch, at least, as maybe its reputation is given. But it's by no means the best Batman film, considering the Dark Knight trilogy exists and Patterson exists, which I still think is really good. And something I found interesting about the Dark Knight trilogy, right, is that the first film and the second film, like Batman Begins and then Dark Knight, well, yeah, Dark Knight, between those two, I felt the tone and like kind of vibe of the movie was so vastly different. And then I thought it was really interesting that the Dark Knight Rises felt like a mix in between those two tones. Probably because there was a lot of Gotham criminal stuff and what's the word? League of Shadows stuff. Oh, both of which are things that Batman and Robin doesn't have. Oh, but I'll tell you what, the best, the best, most memorable scene from Robin in that in that quadrilogy has got to be from Batman Forever, where where he does the karate laundry scene. Oh God, that tickles me every time I see it. And the comments in the YouTube sections people put out for those. This is the exact moment where Jin Sakai becomes the ghost. That is a phrase, well, not that exact phrase for obvious reasons, but that is a phrase that pops up a lot on Breaking Bad videos, probably because people take the piss out of people who try and claim that there was an exact moment where Walter White becomes Heisenberg or something, as it is a much more slow and gradual process than that, and saying that there's an exact moment kind of diminishes the whole point of character development as a process rather than boom, this character now acts like this, because that's never how it works in any decent character arc. Oh, I'm ready to eat my words on that when someone can pop off with a character arc that is both like, okay, still alive, just broke my knees. When someone's able to do that. But, yo, it's all red here. Okay, like, I didn't realise that. That's so cool. So basically at his other grave, there's a mix of white and red. And of course, with white being a colour in Japanese culture associated with death, right? I have no idea where I'm going with this, but this one's all red and that's gotta mean something. Of course, the colours white and red are also used to represent the style of the ghost and the samurai in the final scene. As spoiler alert for this. What's this? 3-year-old game now? 2-year-old game? If you haven't got the spoilers, then you like you kind of deserve it. And this isn't one of those playthroughs where we're trying to pretend that we don't know what's going on and being like, "Whoa, the plot twist, though."
I haven't finished it.
You haven't finished this game. Okay, I'll hold back on that one then. Sorry about that, mate.
Strong enough for the invaders.
Make it strong enough for the invaders. I was about to spoiler everything, but now I'm not going to do that, as it would have been what's the word? Impolite. You know what? I think if I'm gonna wear this,
Totally calling me out as well, which is really funny.
I didn't mean to. Where's my Spartan mask gone? There it is. Just like Diggle. Yeah, I've of course started season 4 of Arrow, and Diggle has finally got his own mask and like appearance and name and stuff. Which I thought like for the first 3 seasons, he's just running out in plain clothes and like a leather jacket, and occasionally with a balaclava. Doesn't even have his own cool code name, which I suppose is probably because he quite clearly didn't want one, nor did he like the concept of wearing a mask. But yeah, that is what it is. I've got very sidetracked from Batman and Robin.
I just remembered it was out here you nearly...
Batman and Robin was supposedly the objectively best one, which, I mean, I guess if you like looking at bright colours and explosions and stuff, maybe you can, because there's a lot of colourful colours in it. You've got, like, Mr. Freeze and his bright blues and his whites. You got Poison Ivy with her purples and greens.
Lord Shimura and your father laughed so hard, I fear they both choked to death.
Oh, the scene where Poison Ivy, at that, what was it? It was a fundraiser or something? That aged really badly, if you ask me. Just, like, the way that... And it seems a little surreal that it's only... Well, what was the... Well, I mean, Batman, the first one was 1989, so, God, Batman and Robin must have been, like, what, 1995 or something. Maybe a little later, maybe a little earlier kind of thing, who knows, but... You know, that's not too long ago. And, like, the way that, you know... The way that women are treated in these movies sometimes.
Don't eat the seeds, they're poisonous.
Another child, Yuriko.
Oh,
I just found that scene a bit like... Eesh.
That is Hollywood, and you're gonna have to remind me what happens.
It's So like, Bruce Wayne. He's doing a fundraiser or some kind of conference thingy to. I think it was because he wanted to like out someone as a criminal or something, but I can't remember why he does it specifically. But Poison Ivy, she comes and crashes the party, so to speak, and like boom, the moment she comes in,
Dip the needle.
Make sure the dose is strong.
It should do what you need.
every guy there starts you know, oogling her a bit, and
It's done.
you know, like coming on to her a bit, and I just found it a bit.
Stay there, Yuriko.
I mean, she was kind of expecting for that to happen, and the whole seduction stuff, and the whole pheromones thingy that she did, with all the characters and that. But it's like that whole it's like the
I mean, that is one of her powers, but I mean, thankfully with time, that is one of the powers that just seems to have kind of been slowly forgotten from the comics especially. It's just like, she doesn't really use that anymore.
yeah, it's just a bit weird. It's like in this day and age,
Sometimes I
Yeah.
forget.
you know, can we can we not?
Could we just not?
Should get back to the estate.
Can we just like
I need to
not
straighten the place up.
objectify women, please?
Hush! You are not a child, and I'm old enough.
I don't think there'll be a day that won't be a problem for a very long time yet. Especially when so many people don't see the problem.
True.
Causes confusion and rage.
Yeah,
As long
it's
as
knowing self
as long as there are
isn't it?
still people arguing that it's like, what is everyone complaining about? I like it, or whatever. Like someone saying, I like it, it's fine, I don't see a problem with it.
I
Then it
don't
will
see a problem.
continue to be
Yeah.
a problem.
Indeed.
I
But
mean, I think it's like how you see how when modders swap character models in video games, and you see the male model being, being put in place of the female movement style, and so you see
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
moving around like Catwoman, or you see Spider-Man. No, you see Dr. Octopus moving around like Mary Jane, and he's
That
just
sounds
swaying his
exceptionally
ass
funny.
from side to side in the PS4 game, and I thought that game wasn't gonna be too bad, but you don't notice when it's her. But with Dr. Octopus, he's got a fucking lab coat on, and it's swaying all over the shop because of how much she moves her ass when
Oh,
she walks.
boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Dr. Octopus, sachet, own that catwalk.
I'm
I
I'm
would
so
love to see
confused why
that.
that's a thing in media though. Is like, do female actresses, like, as part of the, training, do they get
Yeah, do they
taught how
walk
to
like
do the
that?
little butt thing, or is that just a thing that where does it come about? Where does it come
Yeah.
from? Who decided that a woman needs to, like, exert energy moving from side to side as she proceeds forward?
Yeah. I mean,
Anyway, this is confused lessons on gender politics. No, what? Gender politics with Brad and Dylan, who don't understand
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on with, well, men. Is basically how it is, isn't it? That's how we could summarize this. It's just like, what are men doing? Can they not, please?
Yeah. Like, I mean, for a what's the word?
Now they need allies
I
too.
always intend to say it, and I always forget the way that the word for this goddamn meaning, which is, you know, when you're trying to be generous. Generous, that's it. A generous way of looking at it would be, it's tradition. All these actresses did it. You should do it as well. But I mean, that's not even then. It's not great, is it? Just do the thing because we used to do the thing. That's a fabulous way of progressing in the in the world, isn't it?
It's
It's strange being back after so many years.
you can never doubt anyone for
Were you here when the Yarikawa rebellion?
No, don't know where I was going with that.
We left years earlier,
Hmm.
when you were children.
Did your parents move you?
Well, oh yeah, that was about Poison Ivy because Batman and Robin. Out
Hmm.
of the first four, I mean, I'd say the
Let them pass.
it's a toss-up between the first two
Yeah.
because Jack Nicholson actually does a pretty good Joker.
Hmm.
I'm honestly really impressed with how versatile a role the Joker seems to be.
We've seen worse.
Because
This was
we've had Jack Nicholson, Heath
the same fears
Ledger,
about returning to Olney Village.
Jared Leto. We don't talk about him. And Joaquin Phoenix, and all three of them.
Your mic kind of just went, so it just sounded like you said fucking Phoenix.
Oh,
You know that one guy?
I suck
fucking
at pronouncing
Phoenix.
it. I suck at pronouncing
There's
it.
the hidden entrance.
Joaquin. Is it like that? Joaquin?
Get us that far.
Whack him?
I,
So far you've said you wanted to fuck him and you wanted to whack him. Jesus, Bradley, make your mind up.
it's the shortest version of fuck, marry, kill, or whatever the
Yeah.
it is.
I
Regardless,
think
three
it's
different interpretations, and they're
Joaquin
all
Phoenix? Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin Phoenix,
The walls won't stop this
Mr. Phoenix.
Mr. Phoenix.
Let's just go with Mr. Phoenix. But all three of them, different, different practically different characters, different interpretations on the same character.
Hmm.
Tucker's right. 2 reasons.
Clearly, different stages of his. Oh, actually, not. So, well, kind of in
Behind that
kind of at
tree.
different stages of his
Mongols haven't found it.
career as a supervillain, so to speak.
Once we reach the
Because Nicholson and Phoenix, they both they're
Were different.
Jokers.
Different, interpretations of an origin.
Yeah. And Nicholson was a criminal from the start,
life comes back to this.
Yes.
but Phoenix was trying to be a normal, upstanding individual.
Potentially stupid question. Is Jack Nicholson still alive?
I would imagine so. Have you got like a phone you could look it up with, or I could?
I'm
check?
literally on my laptop. I am the dumbest person alive. We will never speak of this again, other than the fact that it will be in recorded history. Great.
Oh my god, I have no idea where I'm
Should
supposed to go.
I'm gonna Google, is Jack Nicholson still alive? And then Google will just be really sarcastic with me, is like, yes, do not try to change this.
Oh shit. Well,
Have you seen that thing about the Wikipedia on serial killers? It's like
Really?
talking about, like if we've missed
Oh,
information,
yeah.
feel free to, add more,
Oh, God. Add
whatever.
more
It's like, do
entries or
not add to this
something.
list by killing people. Is Jack Nick
We're too young to know
Just type in his
Cool.
name, go to his Wikipedia, and see if see if
still
it says.
alive?
Is that why you left?
Born April 22nd, 1937, is a retired American actor and filmmaker. He was widely regarded as one of the greatest actors of the 20th century. In many of his films, he
Okay.
played rebels against the social structure.
So
Uh,
he's retired. Okay.
He's
Did he
retired,
retire
yeah.
because he
So he-
died, or did he retire because he retired? That's
He
my
retired
question.
because he's got memory loss. He might have
Oh dear.
Alzheimer's.
Okay. That's Okay, that's.
In 2013, he retired. Fucking hell, that's so long.
Huh.
Jack Nicholson is not dead. Actor is alive and well in 2022. I like that they have to remind people. They just have to occasionally write an article just saying, "Yep, still alive."
Yep. 2022. So, how old is he then? Because 1989 he played Joker.
Years.
That was quite a while ago now.
He was born in 1937,
1937. He's
so
getting
he's
on a
about
bit then, isn't
70-ish.
he? What the heck? Is
What
this
the heck?
not- I thought it said
Is this allowed? Am I allowed to kill people? Am I allowed to break the law?
Oh God! It says don't alert them to your presence, and yet somehow I managed to alert them to my presence and still be, you know, in the
Maybe
mission.
you can't. Maybe you can't be inside the gates with them alerted.
Oh, this is bad, bad. This is bad, bad. Yes. Out of, like, Heath Ledger got taken from us far too soon.
The Joker version, not the real guy. The real guy is still okay.
What?
He's not dead.
Heath Ledger died before the,
Oh, you said
before
Nicholson.
the film Did I? God damn
Yeah,
it.
you did. You said Jack Nicholson got taken from us far too soon, and I was like, what?
We literally just read an article.
I thought you were referring to his Joker version, which got dropped off a roof via a gargoyle.
Did you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
No, I dropped him off a roof with a fucking gargoyle.
Could you imagine if that's how he responded?
Batman with the fucking MCU one-liners years before the MCU would ever be a thing.
Lead them to the river. This.
The sacred texts! I was there when they were written!
Jedi sacred texts! Last Jedi.
Still the best one.
Mm.
Oh god, that's the one that should have got you super rowdy, wouldn't it?
I mean, I wasn't a fan personally, but I can see why people like it.
Well, from an outsider's perspective of not particularly liking Star Wars, The Last Jedi was the most different one.
Yeah.
The most fun, so for me that was like...
Yeah, my favourite is probably... My favourite of the Star Wars movies is probably... God, it's actually really hard to choose, but it's...
First tell me the name of the dead
I'd actually go for Empire Strikes Back.
That's a fair choice.
Because
well, I think that's the
Yeah.
classic. That's the one that
final
really.
duel in that is just so, like.
It's just the ones that honed everything that was good about the original, wasn't it?
Yeah. And like it's just so good, that bit of the final duel, because like it's interesting because the prequels, they really amped up the choreography. Like in a pretty massive way. The duels are all flashy and there's all spinning and force powers all over the place and stuff. But Empire Strikes Back ends on from a technical standpoint, a much more simple duel, but the emotional factor of it. In fact, both that and Revenge of the and Return of the Jedi end on duels that are very heavily emotionally charged, which makes them incredibly enjoyable to watch.
I always kind of thought it was because obviously, the Jedi Order had been destroyed at the end of the prequels, so all of their kind of techniques of
Yeah, that does make sense.
stuff and like, unique fighting styles all kind of just disappeared.
Yeah, they've been so the poor old Star Wars fans are in a bit of a state right now, for sure. They are.
Why? What happened to them this week?
What happened to them this week? Well, this week,
Kenobi!
The remake of Knights of the Old Republic has been moved to a new studio, and as you can probably imagine, that probably means that it's going to be delayed, possibly to the point of they're going from the ground up.
Hey, do you want to talk about the elephant in the room? Because I feel like we haven't acknowledged that yet, and it's kind of funny.
Is it? I mean...
The WB of it all.
Oh...
Have you been following the news on that?
Yeah. They've lost a lot of money. And
20 billion, as it is currently.
What? They deserve it.
Oh, yeah. But it's just like, to save 3 billion, we lost 20 billion.
Yeah.
You could just imagine the maths meme of that guy.
The stonks meme.
Yeah, that one.
Always want to conquer the moon.
Oh, just like, you know what? That's exactly what you deserve if you try and just like write animation out of existence.
And Batgirl.
And Batgirl.
Let's find
Oh yeah, and Batgirl.
Batgirl was the first. That was the first one to go.
what's next. If that doesn't convince him,
Speaking of
visit the swordsmith.
DC stuff,
If there was any left
God.
Oh yeah, and
I am-
WB now don't only have enough money to release 2 films this year. And they've chosen Black Adam and the Florence Pugh one
That's his son.
with Harry Styles in it, I believe.
Jimasa thinks they can outlast the sea.
Florence-
So they're relying on The Rock to
Mm,
save
to save
WB
them,
basically,
yeah. That is
and
Soldiers. They may help us.
yeah.
because all the other DC, so Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, have all been shifted to 2023, and The Flash is nowhere in sight.
Well,
For
Ezra Miller
obvious
is being a
reasons.
bit weird, so I can see why.
Ezra Miller's made a statement though, apparently, but this was like just, I think it was last Friday, so we just missed it.
Oh,
But it was just like,
do we?
yeah, sorry, and then that was it.
That's it.
That's
Bruh.
it. And then I hope they continued committing war crimes.
Yeah. I prefer Grant Gustin as the Flash myself.
That's what loads of people are saying. It's like, can we have Grant Gustin, please? Please,
Grant
pretty please.
Gustin, good old Grant. Like, I'm 2 episodes into.
Save him from the awful writing of the Flash later
Yeah.
season's TV show. Just bring him
Season
into
2
the main.
started pretty good. I like the way season 2 started, and I like I like multiverse stuff generally.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed. I think yeah, season 1 and 2 of Flash are really enjoyable.
Like, and the fact that it hits you with bombshell after bombshell.
Yeah,
Like
and then
the-
even after the Flash, I've got everything that's available on DVD of the Flash because I enjoy it.
I'm
But
just
the
gonna
later
say something
seasons definitely
silly.
became enjoyable for a different reason than the early seasons.
What? Oh my god! I forgot about this.
Oh, is there a war going on? I think.
Yeah, turns out.
I think the first season of the Flash I actively didn't like was season 3.
Where was I?
But
I'm
that's
sure
just
I was
because it kind of gets weighed down by its series arc in like a depressing way, and you kind of know that, somehow it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But because of that, it just means that you're stuck in this depressing mood for the entire
that
series.
twist in Arrow, where the episode 1, first things first, not a fan of the lack of sleeves, but other than that, there's it literally just ends on a flash forward to 6 months later and someone's dead. It's like, ooh, that's a nice little mystery
yeah, I
box.
forgot that happened.
That's a nice little mystery box they've got there. I hope they do something good with it.
If I stay
I
here,
totally forgot that
I'd
happened.
be useless.
Better useless than dead.
We're searching for missing soldiers. You're not trained for this.
As I said, the PowerPoint would be the PowerPoint presentation I made so you could skip season 4. I added counters for various things happening repeatedly, and season 4 was where it got fucking crazy with those things.
Let's look around.
Oh, you know what I like? You know what I like in character design? When there's
When
something.
people remove sleeves.
It's just that I noticed Taka's arm, right? He's got that
Who?
Yuna's brother, this guy. This dude right
Oh, we're talking ghosts. I thought you were talking design in Arrow.
here. Yeah, but he's got that. He's got that wrapping on his left arm, and I wonder if it's because his because in one of the Una stories or one of the Una side quests, or maybe it's about to be said here or something, but. Wow, I'm not even in the right spot for this mission. But at some point, he fell and broke his arm, and I wonder
so
if
it's a splint.
yeah, I wonder
Type thing.
in the past, right, when he was a kid, and I wonder if, if it
but
didn't quite
sometimes-
heal right, so to speak, and it's a little
Yes.
weaker than his other one, kind of thing. And it's like there's little details like that tie back to the story of the character. It's just like I love it when they.
Well, it's
do
more
that.
real, isn't it? The world
Yeah.
feels more lived in. It didn't commence when you hit
When
start.
you pressed play, yeah. Examine the dead Mongols. Okay, damn. It's amazing how you can forget to actually what the mission actually is when you're completely
Oh, I
ignoring
do that
what
all
they're
the time.
saying.
I mean, the
and
number of
talking about the
times
arrow.
you'll hear me when I'm playing Miles with, while we're doing this, and then I'll just be like, wait, what am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Yeah, Flash though. The bit at the end of episode 2 where alternate universe Wells is there. And for some reason it was playing Spooky Wookie theme, and I was like, what is this? It's just Wells,
Spooky
isn't it?
Wookie.
I thought, well, it's Wells, isn't it? It's not Thorn, unless it is. But I don't see how Thorn could have. Now I'm not sure.
Unless it happens in every universe.
Unless it happens in every universe, yeah. But I looked at it, I
just
thought,
really,
oh wow, a real Wells.
It really sucks to be a Harrison Wells.
Tracks. Yeah. Oh, but I'm just gonna say something silly about the Flash. Like it's season 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know the opening.
Tracks lead to this house.
Oh, when he in season 2 he does the Oh damn! There's a bear. In season 2.
I don't remember him saying that much.
The opening what is it, speech, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
Did they not do that in season 1?
They did
Yeah,
do it
they
in
did,
season
actually.
1. It's just
They did.
it's a little different every time.
Oh
and
yeah,
in-
like the
in
old
season-
Arrow, like after 5 years in
on a
hell.
hellish island. Oh wait, hold on a second. After 5 years in hell, because I was only on there for 2 years.
Hang on a second. We got bored of the island set. We wanna go to China. China, yeah, that was
China,
it.
yeah. But
We need Oliver to get weirdly into torturing people.
yeah, something I could have
Done without was all the torture.
Well, I mean, the torture was but I mean, something I could have done more of is actually showing that in the past. Like, I don't feel like there were as many episodes in that, or there wasn't as much screen time in the past. And when at the end he was like, I can't go back to my family. I'm full of darkness and evil, and he does that whole thing. I was like, are you? I mean,
For fuck's sake, Oliver.
I mean, it's not that bad. Calm down, mate.
He is a bit of a melodramatic child.
Drama
at times,
queen?
though. That's it. Thank you.
Queen. Oh
You
yeah,
got
I
it.
still haven't said my silly thing about the Flash. It's season 2. He like before he does the "I am the Flash" thing, he more or less closes it off with but in doing so, I opened up our world to new dangers, and I am the only one fast enough to stop them. And like the way that when he says that, along with the music in the background, is going to the with the whole choir thing. That gives
Yeah.
me that chills every time.
They must be close.
Is that
But
silly?
yeah.
I thought that was cool. That's a
Oh,
cool
you-
thing if it gives you that good reaction. Then
Oh, cool! I'm glad.
I thought you were saying. Oh no, you are totally alive. But I thought you were
Oh.
saying that it was like a bad thing.
I don't know what it is about it. It just feels so awesome.
No, it is. Yeah,
It's just like, whoa, so cool.
I think at the time I would have agreed with you, but I've been slowly beaten down by.
Oh, by season after season of crap writing.
Yeah.
Ah, nice to know I've got that to look forward to. Of course,
I mean,
speaking of stuff I've got
there's
to look
a
forward
point
to,
where
Legends and
that's the
Supergirl.
attraction, though. To be honest,
Ah,
that's
so
the
bad it's
fun
good style
part.
thing. Yeah. Do love a bit of It's still good it's still good right now though, so I'm enjoying it while it's good.
Yeah, good.
The hill toward that ridge.
They're staying low for a reason.
It stays low for a reason. Yeah, the I like Stein as the resident like team professor person. Hoping he stays that way all season.
And a hefty amount of foreshadowing.
Oh, in before 2 episodes later he leaves unceremoniously and gets replaced by Earth 2 Wells or something.
The Mongols caught us raiding a camp for supplies.
But God, it must have been wild watching that show week after week when it was coming out. And all the Arrowverse, like especially when they did the crossover events.
Sakai, eh? As long as you're not the Himura.
Oh, I never. Yeah, I still haven't watched those crossover events that I have on DVD.
Yeah.
Looks like the
What?
Mongols are preparing to move.
Have you? So wait. How much of Arrow? You've seen all of Arrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen
Yes.
all of Flash pending so far, right?
All of Flash that is available in this country on DVD.
Okay. Well, then you've at least seen Flash versus Arrow from season 3 of
Terrain isn't
Arrow
good
and
for
season
hunting.
1 of Flash.
What about old Yarikawa?
Yes, but separately across.
Rocks on both sides of the
You know, I think I skipped the episode. I think I watched just the second part when I was watching Arrow first on Prime, and then I watched the first episode of that crossover ages later when I got the first season of the Flash DVD.
The Mongols are headed this way.
So my experience of the crossovers was, oh, it's a crossover episode, but I only have 2 parts of, and I can't be asked to go and watch it properly. I'm just gonna skip this one. Because it doesn't usually hold much weight on the main storylines going on in the series. It's just like, they'll reference it and be like, this happened last time. Ah, great.
Not really.
Last time on the
never
Flash.
You're probably like that too.
Although it is a little bit sad that I never saw certain rather important events because it happened in someone else's show during a crossover event.
Ooh.
So, and it's like,
The Mongols took my
really?
Yeah.
You don't even put that in the episode
That's how your sister feels about you.
that belongs to the person's show? Really? Fucking what the mate?
So now,
What are you
when
doing?
Flash vs Arrow was so far the only one of them I've seen. However,
I'll shoot the barrels when the Mongols get close.
like I liked it. Crossovers are always fun though, aren't they?
Just take your field
Yeah.
and use it.
Yes, man.
Trigger the ambush at the right time. I assume that means that barrel. Right, no, not yet. Gotta wait for it. Gotta wait for it. Gotta wait for it. So they're all clustered around that bomb. Gonna hit them with a bit of this. Okay, they didn't all die from that. Wow, they really didn't all die from that. There's one guy left. Hooray!
Tis but a scratch.
Scratch your arms off!
No, it isn't.
Oh god, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen Monty Python.
Neither have I, for the most part, actually.
Oh, this guy wants to. Whoa! This guy wants to kill me!
Isn't that most of the guys?
Yeah, it's just I was going in like, oh, this guy wants to fight me. And then he instantly took me out in like 2 goes. There's still enemies left? Where? Oh, right there! Okay, I see how this is.
I feel like this isn't very well balanced in your favour.
Oh, I'm still winning, though. Oh, there's still more okay, never mind, we're done. What were we even talking about? Something about Arrowverse or something.
Yep. What
So
is the most recent episode you've watched of... so you've watched episode 1, have you? Of,
yeah, 1 of Arrow, 2 of Flash. And
Right away.
yeah, the multiverse stuff. It's interesting and it makes some semblance of sense, which is always good.
I'll make sure he does.
Like
that is the bare
funniest-
minimum when it comes to...
Well, I feel like sometimes multiverse things don't really make sense per se.
No, I get you there, yeah.
But this one makes some sense. But what was it? It was something about that episode of the... Oh yeah, it's whenever they do the technobabble thing, it always just goes right over my head, and I think, are those real words you're using, or is it fake science?
Oh, it's always fake science.
Always fake science, though, isn't it? Because if it was real science, then these people would be winning Nobel Prizes.
Well, I think they got kind of, you know, disgraced for the whole thingy bomb going off that started all this shit.
I mean the writers of the episodes.
Oh, right. I thought you meant the characters.
Yeah, the characters. God, I always find like it's kind of, you'll get the science people, and it feels like over the course of the series, the show as a whole, they'll gradually go from, you know, pretty techy and you know, making stuff that's cool and benefits them, to just being like borderline superhuman, making stuff that doesn't make sense type thing. Like, one thing I thought was, I mean, I liked the progression of it, and it's gradual enough that you kind of don't notice it, but think about the clunky night guns that Fitz and Simmons make at the start, and then season 7 they've worked out time travel.
Well, I mean,
I love
that
it
was
though,
never
like...
beyond the realms of possibility with those two, was it?
Oh yeah, God, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was so good. I miss it, man.
It's so weird. I always think you're just like halfway through it, and then it's like, no, you've watched all of it.
It was one of the first like series that I saw. I watched it before Defenders.
Get some rest while you can.
That's fair. I mean, I didn't watch the final seasons before I watched Defenders because I gave up on S.H.I.E.L.D. for a long time.
Was that
I came
because of a
back to it,
particular
though.
season, or was it just because of just circumstance? Just like
Thank you, Tucker.
Like, did you get to a bit and think, oh, this is going down the sewer?
It was when they went to space, and
Season
it was
5.
just really kind of ground to a halt and was quite depressing. And like Mac was like, "Oh yeah, because space is the only thing we haven't done," and I'm like, "That's not as smart or funny as you think it is when you're calling yourself out for this."
Yeah.
Like, please give your characters a break. They're dying constantly.
Well, I mean, actually, damn, a lot of them did die a bit, didn't they?
I mean, yeah, most of the time.
And then Phil, like, dies loads. He's the best at dying.
Is that an actual competition? I feel like it should be.
Yeah. That, I mean,
Do-
like, I thought...
Do not add to the list of best deaths by dying.
I thought the... where's the ladder? Wait, where's the ladder? Can't I go up a level? Ah, there it is. Yeah, after the... you've seen all of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? Of
Yeah,
course you
of course I have.
But that first... or what is it? At the end of season 5, where he dies
You're awake too.
totally for the last time, guys,
Yeah.
and he's saying goodbye, and he has that, and he does that thing with May on the beach, and it's like, oh, it's really over. And honestly, you probably could have ended the show there and everything, but I was like,
The way they did end it, though, was really good. I really
Oh,
liked the actual
totally.
ending.
that ending is
With them
much
all
more...
sitting in that room.
Yeah, like something I liked about that was that it fit the tone a lot better than I
Have
feel
you
at least.
seen Agent Carter?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you got the whole, like, well, you know, that guy from the past coming in, and then Daisy's like, yep, you'll do.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, I managed to forget exactly what you were talking about there.
Wearing one sandal.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, that was because, like...
No,
It
I
was
liked
weird.
him, and they weirdly
Oh, yeah.
worked well together. But at the same time, it was like...
It was a bit bizarre. Like, on the one hand, yeah, but, like, she didn't have, like
Where's
on the
my
romantic
tea?
side, on the shipping Daisy with someone's side, like, she went out with Lincoln in, like, season 2 and 3, and that was cool.
And then he died.
And then he died.
Well, there
and
was
she, like, never
Ward,
loved again.
but Ward was with May, and then they kind of had a weird flirty crush thing going on for a bit in season 1, but then he turned evil and
Yeah.
stuff. So that kind of
turned
ended a bit
evil. He was evil the
prematurely.
whole
Then there was
time,
Lincoln, but
sneaking
did
there.
he die in season 1? In season 2, or did he die? Or did he
died
stick
at the end of
around?
season 3.
Right. Okay.
He got
He got
He died
Starship
for our
atomized, didn't he?
sins. He died for our sins.
Walk away from everything we know.
Cool.
He became the Messiah. Floated up on that starship, doing the cross pose and all of that.
Everybody loves the drama queen.
Crucified hero shot and all of that. Like like Man of Steel was a good movie, but that bit where he floats away with his arms outstretched, and it's like, oh, what does this look like? You're thinking, I'm like, yeah, just
It looks like subtlety.
just do it back a bit so it doesn't hammer me straight in the head.
Whatever happens, we don't.
But yeah, 4, 5, 6. She didn't. There wasn't really anyone who was going out with. She didn't have a romantic love interest or anything, and that's fine.
Do you remember when she
absolutely, go ahead and do
Well, no, hang on. There was Ghost Rider.
Tucker, gather everyone who
Oh,
can fight
yeah.
and get them to the
She kind of had a thing with him for a while,
Turn the key, quickly.
Oh yeah.
and she weirdly went like full goth kind of outfit
Yeah.
for a while when she split off from Shield and was doing her own vigilante thing,
Oh,
and she
they've already
can't, and she
dropped it.
couldn't, you know, zip up her jacket properly.
And that I was totally okay with that, of course, because like you don't necessarily need a character to have a love interest in their arc for them to have an interesting and compelling arc. And like,
Instead, they could become a vigilante and start murdering people.
yeah, wait,
The Oliver Queen way.
yeah. I, honest to God, thought you were talking about the Punisher.
I mean, it's all interchangeable, isn't it?
Bam, 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 bam. Oh God.
Now,
that
he had
opening.
trauma from his kids dying.
Bam, 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 bam. First season was better.
What, of Punisher?
Yeah.
I I like season 2 though because it's got the girl in it and she's really cool. And
She is.
Frank goes through more character growth in season 2.
Hold this position. You know, me.
I really like when he shoots that guy that she shot after the fact. He's like, no, you didn't kill her. Kill him, I did.
Oh,
I know,
yeah,
like,
that was great.
There was, I just think Punisher is a really good show. Honestly, it's.
Oh, this guy's not one of my friends. That explains why he's attacking me.
Shooting me plus has a health bar equals enemy.
Yeah. Is it clear it's clear I'm getting tired. But no, Frank, good old Frank Castle, God, but I have a preference for the first one because of how, for want of a better word, raw it is. Like, some of the scenes, I mean, I'm not, like, a violent person or anything. It's just, I feel like this is, the Punisher is kind of, like, supposed to be that show that's really, like, gritty and has stuff like that happening in it. Which I felt there was more of in 1 than 2. But
yeah.
2, like you say, 2 is really good. It is just, in general, a really good show.
I will raise you the belt fight in season 2. First proper fight of the season.
The belt fight?
Well, there's all those like those hitmen, right, with knives and shit, and Frank in the toilet, and Frank just goes, "Oh, okay,"
that one.
he unbelts himself and wraps it around his fist and proceeds to beat the shit out of all of them with a fucking belt.
Falling back.
You know, that whole like every fight scene in The Punisher can be this like
To lure us out?
anyone's reaction to it could probably be described the way Billy Russo describes it.
I should come with you.
God damn it, Frankie! I love watching you work. That's where Punisher shined for sure, because like watching him absolutely leather
Destroy those siege weapons.
absolute pieces of shit.
Yes, it is quite satisfying.
It's cathartic for sure.
It's Catholicism.
No, that's Daredevil. Ba-da-ba.
Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. That's a GTA joke.
Dun, 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 dun.
Have
All
we done
again from
the...
that scene.
Okay, have we done the title sequence ranking for those
Title
Netflix
sequence
things?
ranking.
Okay, we have to do it separately. So the title, the visuals, and then the music, and then together, like overall.
Okay.
So do just the visuals. So Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders, Punisher. That's 6.
Oh, in that order, or like in order?
No.
from, like...
Just those are the options. You've got to rank them, but the visual title sequence.
So all Defenders verse shows.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
Ranking first on visuals, then on music, and then overall. Okay, okie dokie then.
Hang on, let me write it down so we can remember.
Let's see. I think for a
Hang on.
first one-
Haven't got there yet.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, hang on. All right. The title sequence. Visuals. Okay, go.
Around the siege engines.
I'm gonna go from lowest to highest.
Okay,
I think-
you're just being awkward. Yep.
Oh,
Ready?
that's awkward. Okay.
No,
then I'll
do
go
it.
from-
I've hit return many times now.
Lowest to highest. So
Yeah.
basically, I would say. Wow, that was touch and go. Oh, I'm on fire. I would say weakest visuals. Oh.
Oh, you are on fire.
One down.
I'm.
But you rolled and you're fine.
Oh, it's really hard. I should probably rewatch them, but obviously that's not an option right now.
No, memory game.
memory game wise, yeah, let's play the memory game. And the memory game says, oh, it is a toss up, but I'm gonna say. Defenders?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with that. So Defenders, Luke Cage, Punisher.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. No. Actually, yeah. Then Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Daredevil.
Iron Fist,
We can still drive them
Jessica
out.
Jones. And Daredevil is your top. Wait, how many is
Yeah.
it? 6?
Yeah, 6. It's gotta be
1,
6,
2,
right?
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you've got all of them. Okay. So, your Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Punisher, Luke Cage, Defenders. Fair enough.
Shit, and crikey.
Okay, shall I do my visuals and then you can do music, or do you want to do all of yours?
Actually, let's contrast. So yours now.
Okay, mine would be actually I think I'm gonna do what you did. I'm gonna go for on the bottom, and my most hated one for the visuals is Iron Fist.
Really?
They made it better in season 2 because I'm talking about season 1 because I watched
Wait,
it
the visuals
once.
were different?
Subtly, that's how shit they were in season 1. They lightened it because it was so dark, so grimy,
Oh,
and
right.
so I think because it was all like this gloopy, it was him
The gloopy.
as this gloopy kung fu fighter moving around with, and where his fists and legs moved created like these paint strokes, but it was
Yeah.
all black and grey in season 1, and then in season 2 they made he let the trails green and yellowy instead, which is like the classic
Oh.
Iron Fist colours. I think that's what the colour. Basically, they just lightened it all and made it a little bit more visually interesting. But I only watched it that first time and went, "Oh, thank fuck, they changed it," and proceeded to skip it anyway.
Oh, you. Yeah, fair enough. I actually liked it specifically for all of the martial arts because I considered that to be the best
I just found
choreographed
it
martial
really
arts in Iron
dull.
Fist.
Yeah, no, it was yeah. I don't know. It didn't. Yeah, it was weird, that one. It was always
when I was
weird.
watching when I was watching that when I was watching them all back the last time I watched them all back to remember what the intros were like, which was
Yeah.
ages ago. But I remember this comment left on the YouTube video of the Iron Fist one, where they linked to a timestamp, and they said, "I always get chills when this bit starts," and I thought, God, I wish I could enjoy it like you do,
Yeah.
It's the general, Tamuge. Sounds like he's near the keep.
Oh shit! I'm finding this really difficult, actually.
So you started with Iron Fist as the bottom one, right?
Lowest, yeah. Iron Fist,
okey-dokey.
then Punisher, second, lowest on the visuals, then Defenders, which was your lowest. Then it's got to be Jessica Jones and Luke Cage is second, and obviously Devil's first, because the gloopy New York is so cool. But the visual of all of that is brilliant. It's the best one.
Oh, what Daredevil?
Yeah, the Daredevil. Luke Cage is second. I just love the contrast, the pictures of Harlem over his back, and like how he's kind of standing up for it, and just all of that
yeah,
imagery really works. And then to end with him punching through, I can't remember if it's the logo or the brick wall, or a brick wall that he punches through, but I fucking love that end. So, and I think there's a great shot where it's just a long shot of a bridge over his back as well. And I really like the Luke Cage visuals. Jessica Jones, was really close to Luke Cage, but I think Jessica Jones works like it will rate better when it's with its music
I am Jin Sakai.
than without, because Jessica Jones just visually isn't as cool as Luke Cage is on its own visually. And then Defenders, I like all of the New York imagery over the characters and how they kind of do the different motifs from their own title sequences. And then Punisher, I have a real soft spot for the Punisher, but I've realised it's because of the music. The Punisher visuals is just guns,
I am Jin
and
Sakai.
I'm not a huge fan of guns. And then it makes the skull, which is a cool end, but it's all about the music for me. So, yeah. Okay, moving on.
Moving
Brad,
on to the
tell me about your music.
music. Okay.
Do you want to start at the bottom again?
Yeah, so least favourite music. Let's see.
Careful, Temuge. You can't get caught into the if you're dead.
I'm trying to think about them. Oh, I know what to start with. Defenders, because I've forgotten what it sounds like.
Fair enough.
That
Okay,
can't
so
be a good
Defenders
sign
is
if
your
I...
lowest.
I mean, if I can't even remember it, then it can't have been that, memorable.
This is true. Also,
I feel like that's reason
yeah.
enough.
That is a good point.
Oh, this guy doesn't want me to hit him. Wonder why.
Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Because you're going to hit him loads.
Yeah.
Leave Tsushima
God,
now.
his defense doesn't charge back up very quickly. I thought it did.
But the, where was I? Yeah, so after that... Okay, let me just think of another... yeah, I'm gonna go with Iron Fist next.
Yeah.
I just, like, I can kind of remember what it sounds like, but it's kind of a bit... And possibly
It
a
sounds
little
like
is-
they put the speaker in a glass of water, I think, for that one.
That is, that's an interesting way of putting it. Oh yeah! Second try! Easy.
Wait, you died to this guy the first time? What a scrub.
So second one after that. Wait, where was I? Oh, so I did Defenders, then Iron Fist, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that leaves 4 left. That leaves there's Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Punisher. Okay, so then I'm gonna go. It gets a little harder here, but I'm gonna go for Luke Cage,
Yeah.
then Punisher.
Yep.
Oh, the last two, Jessica Jones and
Every Mongol to the last man.
Jessica Jones and Daredevil. It gets really hard. I'm gonna just barely say Daredevil, then Jessica Jones.
What, Jess top or
Jess is
Daredevil?
top.
Right,
And then-
wow,
and
okay.
then Daredevil taking the number 2 spot. I really like the noir sound, the what is it, the double bass and the and that piano-ish sounding thing that's in it,
Yeah.
And the way it segues into that electric guitar and stuff, and it I don't know, there's something about it. It's just really good. Oh, I died to this scrub. Congrats. But yeah, I think I'll stick with those.
Okay, I've got my list already. I just super quickly wrote it out.
Okay. What you
Okay,
got
so
then?
we're going to start from the top this time.
Oh, okay.
Because it's going to get more interesting as we go down. Okay, so my top, without question, for music is Punisher. I really like the Punisher music from the opening sequence there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Sorry.
good.
I've
Okay,
been thinking about
second.
the other one so much that can I just get what that sounds like again?
What, the Punisher one?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
hang
yeah,
on.
down, down, and down, down.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got it. You got it. You
Down,
got it.
down, down, down. Yeah, okay, now I remember. Yeah, that is really good. I mean,
Uh,
it was third place on my list. Third
I'm
place is
actually
the first
changing
place
mine
here.
slightly as we go right now.
Oh, on
Because
the
I'm a
fly.
hypocrite. Okay, second is Luke Cage.
Ooh.
Because I really like the music from the title sequence. It's going to be really weird because Luke Cage is
Something like
ranked
that.
quite high, is ranked second on both my visuals and my music, but together it won't rank as high as some of the others that haven't done as well separately.
That is a funny thought. So
Well,
number
it's just
3 on
because...
sound.
Okay,
Well, I mean,
number 3
it's synergy,
it's how they
isn't
work together, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
because some might be cooler on their own, like the visuals of, of
Save our island.
of Daredevil. Well, no, I mean that's a bad example. Okay, the visuals of Luke Cage is really cool, and so is the music. I can't rationalize this.
it?
Bless
Oh,
you.
excuse me.
Okay.
Against the sea.
So Luke Cage second for music, then Jessica Jones because I like the diddling, the kind of and how it kind of drops and stuff. Then surprisingly to me, because the Daredevil music is so well, I think it's nostalgia mostly because it was just like it was the first one. It wasn't the first one I watched. I watched Jessica Jones first, but
Oh.
Daredevil was the one where I went, oh fuck, this is good. Because Jessica Jones, everyone said was amazing, and I found it really depressing, and it was amazing, but it was really depressing, and I did not need to be depressed at that point in my life, when everything else in my life was pretty depressing, so that did not help. Anyway, so Jessica Jones, music for the title sequence, great. Daredevil, surprisingly low for the music, and yeah, next is Defenders, because I like how they roll all the music motifs from the majority of the other shows together into one thing, and so you get little bits of Jones, little bits of Cage, little bit, tiny bit of Fist, and mostly Daredevil played together. And then, obviously last, because I fucking hate the title sequence for Iron Fist with a burning passion, of course the music goes bottom as well, because as I said, it sounds like they're
Sounds like
playing
they
it
put it in the cup or
inside a container of water, and you can't really tell what it's trying to do. Okay, Brad, together.
Together, just overall, what's my favorite?
Do you want to start from the
openings?
top or the bottom?
Oh, it might be easier to start from the top.
Okay.
Ooh. Having said that, I've decided it might also be easier to start from the bottom.
Okay, one of those things you'll do eventually.
I'm gonna go from the bottom. So I think the worst one is Defenders, which probably might be because. I mean, it's something I've got to watch back, and maybe if once I do, I'll completely change my opinion on it. But I don't remember the music very much, and I don't remember the visuals as being anything particularly special.
Yes, right, yeah.
After that, I would say I'm gonna go with Iron Fist because, as cool as the choreography is, it also leaves me with the with the rather sad thought that that's the best martial arts I'm going to see for the next 40 minutes.
Oh!
I mean, am I wrong?
Fucking
Though?
roasted. You did. I did not expect to need to bring out the source for the Iron Fist show quite so often on this scale, but he has destroyed him. Such a nice sentiment as well. It's like you did it so nicely. You killed a person, but it was nicely.
Where was I? Oh yeah, I put that as second worst. Then I feel it gets a little harder, but I'm just. Oh, actually, no, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm not allowed to do joints, am I?
So you've got Defenders of Bomb, then Iron Fist,
Please don't
and no,
take
you
that out of
can't do
context.
joints.
Okay.
You can't smoke a joint on stream, Bradley.
God damn it! I was hoping you weren't gonna take that one out of context, but it's still you did.
I'm wishing to take that accent out of context as well.
Number 4. I'm
Yes.
just barely going to say Punisher on the grounds that its visuals aren't particularly impressive.
That's true, actually. The visuals are quite low, the music is quite high, so it should be around the middle
Yeah.
to equal it out, really. Yeah, you're right.
Then
From a logical standpoint, that is accurate.
Then it's down to 3. We've got 3 left, right? So that
yes.
comes down to...
You've got Jones, Daredevil, and
Cage.
Cage.
I'm gonna say Cage next.
Controversial.
Gonna say Cage next, but these last 3 are pretty close anyway.
They always seem to be honest.
But yeah,
You hiding from the standoff?
It's good, but I just like the other 2 more. Is the thing. And now it gets really hard, but I think just barely. Second place Jessica Jones, first place Daredevil.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
There's some cool like imagery in both of them, like the way it starts off with Jessica's face, and then it brings forth a thing from her eye, and then just all of the stuff splashes into view because she's private eye
as she's looking at it. Yeah,
she she investigates, she finds out these things, and she sees the world in her own depressing way, and all of that, and it's just it's nice in the sense that it's well made, and also the song is great. The way it goes from because I feel like the song also kind of symbolizes the journey, so to speak, because you've got the start where it's all subdued in the dum 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 dum, with the double bass or the cello or whatever it is they are stringsing at the moment, and it grows frantically. It grows gradually more frantic and with electric guitars and stuff. Kind of how Jessica tries to hide from
the Purple Man.
From the Purple Man, and from her powers and all of the antics that brings, and how she can't do that forever. It always comes back. Her past always comes back, and she has to confront it every time. And I just like the way it starts that, and it gets your blood pumping, and then boom, the episode starts. That's nice. And as for Daredevil, holy moly, like the way that opening works is just off, because the visuals. It's got the red that drips down, right? And
yes.
On the one standpoint, from one angle, you can look at that and you can say, "Oh, it's how he sees the world," because the whole world on fire thing. It's red, the city in red, and then how that drop and how the way it continues to drip down and eventually starts creating Daredevil from the drops.
Well, it's,
because
he is a product of Hell's Kitchen in the
Yeah, he's
same
a
way
product
that
of Hell's
Wilson Fisk
Kitchen.
is.
Yeah, and it's red because it's all the corruption and blood in the city that is making Daredevil. And it's just like, oh, that works so well, like it all means something. And there's probably more to it, but I haven't seen it in a while. And but yeah, just for how well it ties into the story and how well it sets up the world of Daredevil in just the opening is just I've got to say that that's my favourite. And the song isn't bad either. The song is it does a similar thing of with Jessica Jones having a subdued start and then a build up kind of thing, and
Yeah.
that's always exciting. It always gets you. It always got my blood pumping. Like, because by the end it's like da 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 da. It's like, oh, exciting. But yes, your turn.
So, surprising no one, my bottom is Iron Fist.
What, really? What? Yeah, I suppose we all knew that was coming.
I mean, on music it was bottom, and visuals it was second. Oh no,
yeah,
wait,
it
hang on.
would be-
No, it was bottom on
Oh my god, it takes
It
the
was-
bottom slot in all three categories.
on all three categories. It was always bottom, and my second lowest would have been the same, except I rated it higher than Punisher on visuals, so the Defenders stays very low. For both of us, the Defenders stayed pretty consistently low, except for me on visuals, and for you, it's...
I couldn't
No, it
remember
was-
the music, so I ranked it bottom.
Yeah, you ranked Defenders low every time. Oh yeah, Defenders was your lowest.
Defenders as a show upset me though. This was supposed to be something so good, and we got 8 episodes, and the first 2 they don't even meet up yet.
Yeah,
This is a
and then they
crossover.
separate again.
And then they separate again. It's like, this is a crossover. I want to see you as a team. Where's the
Yep.
team? And it was only 8 bleeding episodes when it should have been by rights. It should have been 13, like the other series were.
Yeah, it should have been. I'm glad that they made Iron Fist season 2 only 8 episodes because it worked and didn't stretch it out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Defenders should have been longer, and they should have. They wasted and brought in Sigourney Weaver for a really weird reason.
Yeah.
Well, not a weird reason, racism, but we don't need to get into that. Anyway.
Where were we?
Okay,
number
so-
4 then?
Number 4 is Jessica Jones. Oh no, this is sacrilegious.
Explain yourself.
Well, unfortunately, because when they come together, I'm just thinking about, would I skip this? How often did I skip this?
Okay.
There's an element of, in some cases, like Daredevil, I skipped the intro because I was so keen to get back to the action. For Jessica Jones, I skipped it because I just didn't really like it.
Really?
If I watched multiple episodes in a night, I would never watch it a second time. While most of the others on this list, I would watch it most times.
I do that as well with basically anything
'Cause-
I watch, but the other
But
thing...
Jessica Jones, I really like the music and I really like the visuals. It ranked third both times, but together, I'm just thinking about how much I skipped it, and I skipped the Jessica Jones intro quite a lot.
I do skip openings a lot, but but whenever I double up on something, I always skip the credits and the opening
Yeah.
so that I can pretend it was just one long thing. I don't know if that's weird already or something, but
It's fine as long as you
something
don't miss end credit scenes.
oh
Like
yeah,
today's one, I
true.
feel like the She-Hulk's gonna have one every episode,
Totally.
which will be nice. Just for like that
Uh,
last joke of the episode, I guess.
Mm.
But I think Well, for Jess, the visuals are really arty, so you appreciate that, and the music's really good, so I appreciate that. But together, it just doesn't. I don't appreciate them as the art form that they are. They're just
Yeah.
an intro. I want to get back to the episode, so I skip it. Next up is another bit of a sacrilege
number
compared
3.
to yours. Is Daredevil.
Oh, what? What? Any particular reason why is this coming back to the whole skipping thing?
Unfortunately, it's the complete, like, opposite of Jessica Jones, is that I like them they're both separately, but together I was like, I don't need to see this again. Skip,
fair.
get back to the episode, enjoy the episode. Daredevil, I was so intent on getting back to the episode that I skipped immediately.
God, that is so.
Season 2, except in season 2, I was like skipping straight away because season 2 is really tense.
Oh,
for the
season
most
2
part.
was really tense.
Season 1, I think I
And it was
watched the
also a
opening.
backdoor pilot for.
I mean, the
Punisher, for
first time
sure.
I saw the opening, I think I watched the first 4 episodes all with the opening, but then after the like episode 4 of season 1, I was like, no, I need to get back to the action. Season 3, I watched the opening of Daredevil every time because I was so happy to have it back, because season 1 and 2 was already there, and I had to wait for season 3. So to have Daredevil back in my life, I was going to experience every moment of that. And unfortunately, Daredevil is so good. The show, the opening, everything is perfect about that show. But it doesn't compare to how much of a soft spot I have for the Punisher music together with the visuals. That's the funny
So
thing,
is that
though,
coming in at
because
number 2?
number 2 is Punisher. Despite me ranking the visuals really low, the music with the visuals works so well.
That is a fair point. That is
The
a very
visuals
fair
on their
point.
own are really boring and kind of like, America, fuck no. But with the music, and finally, my top for the both together is the only intro that I never skipped, ever.
Oh,
on-
wait a second. By process of elimination, that means it has to be.
On rewatch of season 1 and on season 2, mostly because I didn't enjoy season 2, but I really enjoyed the intro, so I was like, I'm just gonna hold on to this. Luke Cage.
Okay.
The Luke Cage opening is my favourite one of the Netflix series. I don't know why, really, but something about it just works for me. I just really like how the visuals and the music work together so well. And even though it's not my favourite show, because season 2 kind of went a little bit weird, I really, really like how they crafted the opening sequence. So that's my favourite one. So
Yeah, cool. Oh, should we leave it there for now?
I think that's a good place to. You honoured a shrine.
Yeah, I
You
honoured the
beheaded
shrine.
some people.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
So, you know,
one
both
last
good karma
thing.
and bad
I
karma
wanna
things have
throw
happened
out
today.
one last thing though, I'm gonna throw out a spicy take.
Oh dear. What about Tsushima?
Oh dear, he says.
Oh wait, hang on. Before we go, I sent you a picture on Signal. You need to have a look on stream.
My spicy take is that out of all the Luke Cage villains, actually I don't know if this is a spicy take, but my favourite Luke Cage villain is Bushmaster.
That is the spicy take.
Oh no, I'm spicy to take. Oh no.
But then again, at the same time, you don't really have many choice because you had the last cool one killed off halfway through the season, and then you had his brother come in halfway through a season
What
and
the
be
hell
cool,
is this?
and then he puts on a ridiculous suit and gets beat up in the last episode. So
Yeah.
Luke Cage just doesn't have very good villains, and
Sad.
then and I would have said Mariah because she's really cool in season 1, and then in season 2 she has a really weird romantic thing with Shades, but just was
Oh,
always a bit
yeah.
like, why?
They even brought it up that it was kind of weird a couple of times, didn't they?
Yeah, probably. It was the old looking at the camera going, we're gonna do it anyway though.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's
On
let's
that
end it.
cheery, cheery note.
Cheery note. Let's end the stream. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week for more stream.
Whatever we
It
decide.
is, whatever we choose. Ciao,